Hi there, this is Sheri Myers. Welcome to How to Connect with Angels. We believe that no matter what, every person has the unconditional love and help of angels, our messengers from God. But we have to be willing to believe, and we have to be willing to ask. That's what our film, The Glitch, that we are shooting here in New Orleans is all about, with the help of some amazing music and talent. If you're curious, visit us at theglitchmovie.com and take a look. But now, right now, let's talk to someone who's devoted to helping us make a divine connection. Amanda Clarke is an American artist, writer, angel intuitive, Reiki master, crystal therapist, and spiritual guide. Amanda currently resides in England with her husband. Besides channeling divine guidance, Amanda is an ethical vegan who assists in the awakening and the healing of our planet. Amanda Clarke, I am so happy and excited to talk to you. Good morning from the U.S.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you for having me on your podcast.
I'm so intrigued by your art, by your beautiful blog posts, and
thank
by
you.
what it is that you do. Now, please tell our listeners all of the different manifestations of your talent.
Wow. Okay. Well, I have the artwork that I love. I love being creative and channeling energy into physical mediums, like using paint, using drawing, photography. But
your photographs are just so amazing.
Thank you.
I really am so pulled to their photos, and that's the reason actually why I contacted you, because I said anybody with that eye understands beauty.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I love nature. I love nature, and I have a huge appreciation for nature's beauty and inspiration that comes from it. And I also love writing. That's how I really channel a lot of the guidance that wants to come through me, is that a lot of times I need to physically write it down or type it up on the computer and just allow the messages to come through. That seems to be a way that I've really jump-started my connection with the angels, is writing things down and just allowing me to be a channel.
Great.
So other people can do that if they're just starting, or if they've dabbled in other kind of psychic abilities or healing work. Just allow yourself to write and let the information flow.
Okay, we will definitely, let's touch on the tools that you have learned. But I know that you also do Reiki, yes?
Yeah.
And tell me, how do you do your Reiki? Because you do in-person and long distance?
Yeah, because energy is limitless and it's boundless, so anyone can receive healing from anywhere in the world. Just like if you do a intuitive reading with someone online or you're chatting, you can connect with that person's energy and feel their energy and allow yourself to receive guidance and messages that are coming through. So you don't actually have to be physically present with that person. It's wonderful when you get to give or receive a hands-on healing session, a Reiki session with someone, but that it doesn't matter. You can send healing distantly, and you can send healing to anyone in the world. So, yeah.
Okay, let's talk about that. Let's talk about your recent blog post about the internet.
Oh, sure.
Because that is also about energy, and it's about sending and receiving energies. Tell me what inspired you to write the blog post. And right now, let's stop and give everyone your website address.
Oh, sure. My website is called voiceofanearthangel.com.
Yeah.
And that article I actually wrote, I think in 2015, and I wrote it for an online magazine that was launching. Someone was looking for writers, and I love writing, and somehow that topic came about, and I don't remember how, but I just thought, yeah, that's a great topic, because we use the internet every day, and people are connected, they're connected to their devices all the time.
All the time.
So
more and more.
Yeah, and I don't remember everything that I wrote because when you channel and you kind of download information,
Mhm.
it just kind of it flows through you.
Right,
And
right.
it's exciting when it happens. But that with that post, I really wanted people to see how they can use the internet as a spiritual tool because that the internet really helped me develop my gifts and connecting with other people around the world. And even when I'm doing like readings for people, or because most of it has been online.
Of course.
So I feel like the internet can be used as a spiritual tool and to, of course, go about it in a way that benefits you and is for your highest good because the internet can have, lower energies just like in this physical world. There's higher energies and there's lower energies.
Right.
So, and I think I discussed in the article how to bring about more balance in that relationship that you have with the internet and using it as a spiritual tool.
Because you were talking about the chakras, and you were talking
Yeah,
about the fact that we are engaging in our higher chakras, but we might lose our balance. Is that
yeah.
right? Can you talk a little bit more about that? Because so many people listening really want to raise their vibration because
Oh, yeah.
but we do forget, maybe, I can speak
Hmm. Hmm.
personally, about being grounded.
Yeah, and that's a challenge. I definitely wrote that from experience because, yeah, a lot of times when we're chatting with someone or we're connecting online with people, we are using our higher chakras and we're sitting down for long periods of time, or we might forget, how our posture exactly is, and that can really affect our energy systems, our chakra systems.
Mm.
So, a lot of times we really just need to unplug for a bit and get some exercise, go outside, circulate energy in that way because you can absorb a lot of energy when you're using the internet. So it's really good to move your body and get connected with the earth again so that you can release some of that energy that you might have absorbed.
Aha. That's
Yeah,
really good advice. Now I would like to take a step back and please
sure.
tell me what drew you to this work. Have you always had a connection with the spiritual?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me, where did you grow up? What was it like?
Well, yeah, I guess I have to go to the beginning with this because it's
Please do.
been it's been a series of a lot of little things and big things. But when I was a little girl, I experienced a lot of trauma and I was very sick between the ages of 1 and 4.
Oh, sorry.
And oh, it's okay. But it was very stressful on my parents. And at the time, they didn't know what my diagnosis was until later. But I was basically sick all the time. I was in and out of the hospital, like I said. And my mom was really losing faith. And so she took me to a healing service at a church. And I actually do remember it.
Wow.
And my mom, like, she knows every single detail about this because, well, she was there. But it really inspired her and it changed her life too. So I remember, and it's like a scene in a movie. It's funny when I remember it and I think back. My mom is driving us to this church up in Newburgh, New York,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's like in the evening and it was actually thundering and there was storms. And so she took me and my brother and we waited until after we were a little late, so we waited until after the church service. And my mom just brought us into the healing service, and I think she spoke to the people there about what was going on. And I remember the people there praying over me, and all of a sudden the room got really bright. And I
Oh,
remember, yeah, and I remember feeling, just talking about it, I get a little bit emotional because it changed my life. I mean, I know I was 4 years old, and sometimes you forget the experiences that you go through, but it
that
really
is.
changed my life. So I remember the room just getting really, really bright, and I remembered being like, okay, I'm healed. My mom was just very reassuring because I was asking her, oh, is everything okay now? Because I was really scared. I was scared that I was going to be sick or worse
Yes.
forever and not be here anymore. So
Mm.
I wasn't sick anymore, and it never came back, and
Wow.
it changed my life. Yeah.
Oh, I got chills when you were talking about it.
Yeah.
The spirit came down. So now you're 4 years old and you've had
Yeah.
a spiritual healing experience.
Yeah.
What do you do in your younger life, and how do you
Yeah.
develop your connection to and get where you are now?
Basically, after I received the healing, my mom started noticing that I was talking about God more. I was talking about the angels, and
Wow.
I would talk about this at school. I would go to preschool and kindergarten, and I would talk about angels. I would talk about God. And luckily, I was in a Christian school, so it was fine. No one was upset that I was doing this.
Yeah.
And so little things like that started to happen. Like my sensitivity definitely increased, which my parents didn't always know how to handle that because I just feel things so deeply. But one day, my mom, she got off of work really early because she was struggling with a really painful migraine. And she's always had these kind of migraines come up in her life. It's something that she's had, she would just get them out of nowhere, and it would kind of ruin her day.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And so one day she got off of work early because of a migraine, and she went over to my grandparents' house, and we're all sat together. And my mom, I think I remember she was crying even, and she was just distraught because she had this really, really painful migraine. And I remember, and she remembers this like it was yesterday, I put my hands on her, like the back of the head and then one on the top.
Yeah.
And I remember just praying and just asking that God gives her healing and ends her suffering.
Oh.
And then and then I lifted my hands off of her head, and it was gone. It was like she told me, she started crying again because she wasn't in any pain, and she was like, "Amanda, you just lifted the pain out of my head." And I was like, really? Like it worked?
It worked.
Yeah, because I think I was like I think I was like 6 years old at the time.
Wow.
So it was like a lot of little things like that started to happen, and my mom was just kind of blown away, and I don't think she knew what to do with it because
Sure.
Yeah. So things like that happened, and then I was just always really sensitive as a child, and then I have experienced some other difficult things when I was younger, and I've just always listened. Like I really allowed myself to connect with my soul and ask myself, what can I do about this, or how can I help? So little things like that. A lot of times it's about listening to your inner wisdom and allowing yourself to receive that guidance. So that helped me a lot during difficult times.
Well, you had a lot of wisdom for a little person.
Yeah,
So
I did.
so now the angels were, obviously you felt their presence, and
Yeah.
you were receiving messages. And were you considering that this was something you wanted to do with your life, was to work with the angels? How do we get to Voice of an Earth Angel?
Right. Well, yeah, I think growing up, I didn't really know that this was what I was going to do because for the longest time, I think, like most people, we kind of feel like, oh, we have to have this kind of job or we have to do this.
Sure.
So, yeah, figuring that out has been a process, and it wasn't until my later teen years where social media allowed me to connect with psychics or other people that have kind of come into my life as teachers or mentors. And I've learned a lot from other people along the way, so I'm really grateful for that.
Let's talk about how you found yourself working with Reiki, if that's an
Sure.
appropriate way for me to even phrase the question.
Yeah.
Because there are so many levels of Reiki.
Yeah,
And I am not very familiar with it. I'm getting more familiar, but please explain how that came to you.
sure. Well, my mom, she got into a car accident and it messed up her back. And so
Ah,
she was at a doctor's office one day and there was a Reiki master in there who was offering Reiki healing. So Reiki is energy healing and she thought, you know what, I have nothing to lose. I'll
mm,
try it out and see if it works because my mom is pretty open-minded. So
clearly.
yeah. Yeah. So she went and she had a session with the Reiki master and she felt amazing and she felt like it moved a lot of the physical pain, but from what I know now, I'm sure it helped heal the emotional pain as well.
Yes.
And she was so excited. She came home and she talked to me about it. And she was like, Amanda, I can see you getting into this because of what happened with you,
Yes.
with your healing.
Hmm.
And my mom just told me, I think you should get into this. So I think I was 18 years old when she told me about this. And at the time, it's really funny. I was working a lot on my gifts, like by doing free readings for people online, like through MySpace and trying to
Wow.
network.
Now, were you using cards, Amanda?
I I wasn't at the
Oh,
time.
you were just tuning
Yeah.
in. Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So at the time, I knew that I needed to do a lot of healing on myself, which looking back, when you go and you get your attunements from a Reiki master and you learn how to do this kind of healing, you do a lot of work on yourself and you do a lot of maintenance on yourself and work on yourself your whole life.
Hmm.
So it's not just about healing others, which is a huge part of it, but a lot of it is about healing yourself. So at the time when I was 18, I was like, okay, that sounds good. But I was in school at the time and I didn't think I was ready for it because I think I knew it would change my life. I have my formal education, which is in art, so I did that, but it wasn't until 2011 where I got my first Reiki attunement. And that really changed my life because it helped me understand healing in a new way.
Hmm.
And then it
Tell me,
was,
tell me what happened.
yeah.
What was your experience in that first attunement? What was the before and what was the after?
Okay. So I think before I was really excited about learning about healing, obviously from my background and stuff, but I think I just needed to know how I can actually use this kind of healing. And after my attunement, I started to become more aware of my frequency and how much it changed because I went there for the class and before like I felt really good, but afterwards I felt like my frequency was risen to a really high vibration, but I was just like I was buzzing. It was
Mm.
like I was just like it was almost like I was just high on like life. And
What a concept.
yeah, yeah, what a concept. And it's really funny because a day after my attunement, I went online and that's how I met my husband. Was like a day after I got my attunement. So my life changed a lot
That's
before.
so cool.
Yeah.
Can you tell more details? His name is
Yeah.
Simon. We do know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I received the attunement. I was really excited. So naturally, after you learn something new and you're using social media already, you want to connect with other people so that you can have some like-minded friends and be connected to other healers so you can learn from them, they can learn from you. You can just chat and have something that you have in common with other people. So I went on Facebook and I went on the Reiki page and I was just scrolling through. And at the time when people posted to the pages, you could see people's posts on the timeline page itself. And I saw that someone wrote, "Hi, love and light to all." And it was pretty much that. And I just thought, oh, that sounds like something I would say. And I liked it.
Mhm.
And then the next day I get a friend request from a man named Simon. And that was it. He started talking to me and he wouldn't let me forget about him. So,
Ah,
yeah.
ah. And now you're married and you live in Manchester, England.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Ah, that's so cool. That's so
Yep.
cool. Now, and you've been in England for 4 years. I just want people to know
Yeah.
where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
even though you work with folks all over,
Yeah.
anybody can contact you from anywhere to receive a
Definitely.
distant healing. You are in Manchester, England, because Simon is from Manchester, right? Is he? Or is he
Yeah. He's
in the
around the
area?
area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. You developed your Reiki gifts
Hmm.
and he'd already been channeling, just channeling without cards, just with a knowing. Tell me,
Yeah.
do you have and angels that you connect with when you channel?
Yeah. The first card deck that I did buy was, I think it was around 2009. I bought the Archangel Michael Oracle card deck. And since then, I work with Archangel Michael quite often. I call him the go-to angel because you can call him up for anything. He's like a superhero.
Ah.
So, yeah, that's the first angel I really started working with that really changed everything.
Well, tell me how he changed or that presence changed. Yes, tell me about that. He ch
Well, yeah, I think when I started working with the cards, I think it allowed me to, it kind of taught me how to work with that angel a little better. Where before, I didn't really have an idea of, okay, how can I work with an angels like in a practical way, or even like helping other people with like angel guidance in a
hmm
practical way,
hmm
which is really important. So, yeah, I think that angel really helped me learn how to work with him. And the messages that came through were really clear. And Archangel Michael helped me make a lot of changes in my life and do a lot of healing on myself that I needed as well, so that I could learn and be better and grow as a person. So that
That's,
it helped, he helped in that way. Yeah.
can you describe your experience when you know that Archangel Michael is there?
Sure. Yeah. Well, I get a clear feeling, which clairsentience, that's clear feeling.
Yes.
And what I do is I ask Archangel Michael, or I ask another angel for a message, and I thank them. I just allow myself to receive. And it's like the feeling that you get is a very powerful feeling. It's very comforting, but it's also such a high frequency that I have to write it down. Like I can't just say it, or I need to type it up, because it is such a higher frequency that you're working with.
You have this morning channeled two messages from
Yeah.
the angels, and I would love for you to read them to us. Would you?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay.
Yep. The first message is from Archangel Michael.
Yes.
So I'll just read it.
Please
This
do.
one this one's a little long, but this is what came through. So
Go for it.
okay. Beloved ones, you are more powerful than you know. You do not need to ever give your power away. The fear energies or lower energies that are being perpetuated are not of God. There's no need to lower your own frequency. In these times, we must raise our energy and think of the bigger picture, which is always that of love. It's time for you to fully step into your power and your real role on this planet, which is always being guided by Source. If you are feeling angry, scared, and alone, please call on us immediately so that we may shield you from anything trying to manipulate your energy, even if these are negative thoughts from yourself. We will help you process any of these thoughts, feelings, and emotions while using this energy in productive ways. You will know when you are receiving energy that does not belong to you, especially fear or panic energy, because this vibration is very distracting and unproductive. Stand tall and in your truth and allow yourself to fully step into your light. As sensitives, you are processing a lot on this planet, and it's very important to recognize what is your feelings, thoughts, emotions, and what isn't. At times, you may feel as though you do not belong, but in truth, you came here to learn, and you do belong. Your role here is very important, and you are being guided always, so know that we work with you as a team. There's so much that you are learning, and your soul naturally desires to grow. Experiencing contrasts is just one of the many themes here on this planet, and this is where you learn a lot. There's a choice you are making every day, and the more that you are making the choice to raise your vibration or lower your vibration, it is that which is affecting the world around you. I leave you now with the energies of empowerment, love, and healing. We angels love you, Archangel Michael.
Oh, Amanda, that's so beautiful. And my takeaway from that too is a reminder that we choose. We choose to raise our vibration, or we choose to lower our vibration. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
Great. Now you have a second message.
Yeah, this message, and I also got a little vision as well to help people. This message came from my guardian angel. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'll just read it.
Please do.
Okay. Beloveds, we angels want you to know that whenever you ask us a question, you will always be given an answer. Allow yourself to become completely receptive of our communications with you. The signs and messages that we bring to you come in different ways. If you are so focused on only receiving in one particular way, you may miss the sign or not be aware of the sign. By believing that there's only one way that we could possibly communicate with you, this is actually creating a block. Release the need to control how we angels bring you the answers to your questions and prayers. You will feel us. You will know it is us. It's important for you to feel worthy of receiving our presence in your life. You are so worthy of receiving, and the more that you know this, the more divine guidance you will obtain. As you know, everyone can communicate with us, and so everyone can hear the messages we are bringing. Please be open on how you are hearing us. That is all. We are with you and cherish you, your guardian angel.
Oh, Amanda, those are so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
They're so beautiful. I have to say, that the line when the sentence, it is important for you to feel worthy.
Yeah.
That's the theme of The Glitch. That's the theme of our movie, is that everyone deserves an angel. And, don't think you don't. Because
Absolutely.
You feel worthy. It's important to feel worthy. Thank you so much. I just can't wait to listen to this again and again, and I will make sure that point people to that. Now, you are also going to post these written transcripts on your blog, correct?
Yeah, so that people can go to it anytime and read over it, because it's quite an intense, these two channelings are quite intense, so sometimes you have to go over and read something again or to fully absorb it. So I'll have it on the website, yeah.
And the website again is?
voiceofanearthangel.com.
You are the voice of an earth angel. Wow,
I
absolutely loved those messages.
Oh,
and
thank
so
you.
appreciate them so much. So much. And I just want to thank you for your time. And I want to thank you for your beauty and your instinct and your gift and your willingness to share your mission. And I hope the sun comes out sometime soon in Manchester.
Me too. Yeah.
If you liked this recording and benefited from it, please, for heaven's sake, share it with your friends. If you loved it and want to hear more, go to theglitchmovie.com/how to connect with angels, where you can listen and subscribe. Thank you so much.